This week on Arcade Rescue 911, we are going to check out the Electric Lounge and Cinema One, my personal home arcade and home theater. Stay tuned. Hey guys, we're going to give you an all-access tour of my basement arcade and home theater. Before we head down, I want to show you a couple cool things we got going on here. A Tron Legacy poster. We've got a framed newspaper article. I was in the Southsider Voice, the arcade wizards restore magic. Here's my badge when we did an event at the Children's Museum with a couple other vendors in town. That was fun. And of course I used to be a karaoke DJ, so I've got some of my old banners hanging up. This is one of them. The open sign is on and the games are turned on, guys, so we're going to head down. Oh, I got one other sign I want to show you here. This is the a vintage sign from Putt Putt. Putt Putt used to get new arcade games in, so they would have a sign over which games were new, so you can kind of see that. It's pretty cool. So anyways, walking down here, guys, we have 11 games currently in the arcade. They're hooked up to 3 20-amp circuits, and they're on a remote switch, so you can hit one button and turn them all on. First in the lineup, I got a Pac-Man Cabaret. Eventually I'm going to put another Cabaret underneath the steps and move the asteroids around the corner because it's they fit better. The Cabarets fit better here. I've got to do a little bit of work to this Cabaret Pac-Man. The monitor does not quite fit in there. I'm not sure what's going on with that. So this has yellow paint on the sides. The original brown wood grain was peeled off, so I just painted it yellow. The cabinet is very solid, looks good. Next up, we have an Asteroids 1979 super great classic game by Atari. This thing is all original and it's about a 9 out of 10. I put a high voltage diode in the monitor to repair that. My track and field here, this thing is super great. This is a freaking fun game. I've got the button version. They make a button and a trackball version. Growing up as a kid, I preferred the button version. I love mashing the buttons and running. This got a new overlay. I wasn't happy with the way this overlay turned out, but I'm not going to redo it. I do have to put a bulb in the marquee. This cabinet's in good shape, surprisingly. Most track and fields were trashed. Don't know why, but they look like they got freaking hit by a freight train. After that, we have a Battle Zone, and this guy is not working right now. I've got to rebuild the monitor. It conked out about 3 or 4 months ago, and just haven't had time to fix it yet. But when I do that, I'll make a video of what I do to the repairs. So anyways, Battle Zone's a great game too. It's even better when it works. So alright guys, next up, Star Wars, 1983 Star Wars Atari, Amplifone monitor. Another super great Atari game. This thing will never leave the arcade. This is just a fun game, and especially with the new movie coming out, we're pumped about that. We're going to have this game down here for a long time. Then I have my Gauntlet machine. This is an original Gauntlet machine, Atari. 4-player, another great game. Didn't have to do anything to this game, just play it and enjoy it. Next up we have a Frogger. This machine is super nice here. I gotta tell you a quick story about Frogger. I had one a long time ago in my arcade, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and I sold it to a guy who wanted a Frogger. I sold it, and ever since then, my wife would tell me the only game that she would play, I sold. So I had to find another Frogger. And I found this guy, and I had to do a little bit of work to it. So I got it ready for her birthday. I put a new control panel overlay on it, new buttons, painted the coin door, new T-molding, recapped the monitor, and stickers on the side. Great game. Super good classic game. After that, we have a Donkey Kong. Nice game. This will never leave the house here. This is 1981 Nintendo Donkey Kong. New caps on the monitor. Cabinet's about a 9 out of 10. I got one bad spot in the front, but I'm not going to mess with that. These last 3 are a little bit newer. Silver Strike Bowling. I'm a big fan of Silver Strike Bowling. This game is nice. I've got a Hydro Thunder and a Tokyo Drift. The Hydro Thunder and the Drift will probably be the next ones to leave the arcade here. Hydro Thunder's been a great game. I've had it down here about 5 or 6 years. Kids love it. But really it takes up a lot of room. The Drift is another great game. And if you guys get a Drift game, make sure you get the keypad. Without the keypad, you can't save your initials and save your records and your cars and all your upgrades. This one here got an LCD screen. The original monitor went out. So over here, I want to show you a couple more things here before we wrap this video up. Here's my karaoke rig. It's hooked up to a laptop. I've got an external hard drive with all the music. A screen up here that's hanging in the ceiling for the lyrics of the game, or for the music I should say. These animated guys that collect these are made by Gemitronics, I believe. They're very hard to find. They quit making them several years ago. I've got 3 of those guys currently. So this is the Mad Scientist guy. I've got some of my guitars down here. Ooh, I want to show you my bike here. This is a Redline. I used to be a big bike trick guy, so we got the Redline hanging up here. It's chrome moly. It's got the lean back seat post guys. You remember those? It's got the dice on the caps. I don't know if you can see that on the air caps. But anyways, yeah, that's the Redline there hanging up. Another one of my posters, banners for karaoke behind there. And I've got my movie marquee poster box. This thing is super cool. Got this from a theater there tearing down. And then my theater, guys, is in this, it's behind there. I don't know if you can see that, but I have a hidden doorway into my movie theater room. So if we walk in here, we just give it a push. There's no knob on here, but just give it a push. And we're into my home theater. On this home theater here, guys, I built a 110-inch screen. That's out of white blackout cloth. I've got some speakers up front there. I've got to reattach the fabric on the front there. I think the cat pulled that down. But I've got a projector in the back there, an in-focus running HD. I've got some sconces on the wall. I've got 3 rows of 3 seats. So I've got 9 seats in my theater. And these are the actual seats that would fold down. These came out of the Greenwood Park Mall cinema that closed down inside the mall in the late 80s. So that's great. I'm going to show you my remote here so you can dim the lights down when the movie starts. And then I've got lighting in the floor there, guys. So anyways, that's what we got going on here. I appreciate you tuning in to watch. Stay tuned next week. We're going to take a road trip to the shop. I've got an auction coming up that I'm going to be attending for video games. It's an incredible pizza location. It closed down, so we'll be at that auction shooting some video, hopefully buying a game or 2. And we will talk to you later, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. Please make sure to subscribe and like our videos. Thank you.